right, day 7, Whiskey Advent Calendar. Now, keep in mind I'm shooting a bunch of these at the same time, as I told you before. So for you guys, it's tomorrow. So future you, cheers. I went ahead and pulled the ones I'm going to be shooting, and I just keep pulling out whiskeys from this calendar that are already some of my favorites. So I watched some of the videos back that I've been doing, and it sounds just, like I'm overly excited about every single whiskey. The thing is, they just haven't given me one I don't like yet. So if they did, I would be critical of it. But so far, they just keep putting amazing whiskeys in here. And sure enough, day 7, no different. Dalmore 12. Dalmore 12 is an amazing whiskey. I always have it at my house. I have 3 different whiskeys by them at the house. I've got 5 variations of theirs in the vault. I think Dalmore is one of the great Highland Scottish malts. I think it's a really brilliant way to get somebody from drinking sweet Speyside whiskeys into drinking a little more complex Highland whiskeys, because Dalmore has all the notes of, as Richard Patterson would say, notes of marzipan and walnut. Or in one of my favorite tasting videos of all time, where he describes a bit of baby sick, which I thought was hilarious. Man, you just can't go wrong with Dalmore. I don't know how to approach this as if I've never had it before, because it's just one of my favorite scotches. They do it 9 years in ex-bourbon cask, and then they finish the last 3 years in sherry, and that's what gives it that kind of more sweet. Now look at the color on this thing. Look at this. Yeah. That is beautiful, right? You can tell that's got some sherry cask age in there. And see, I always refer to Dalmore as a Christmas whiskey, which is appropriate for a whiskey advent calendar, I guess, because it's got notes of walnut and pecan and butter and like a brown sugar kind of sweetness and a little bit of smoke, like wood smoke or a fire in the fireplace. And to me, it just hints at all the things I love about Christmas. Oh man, I really want to approach this though, as I can't do it. I've got too much history with this whiskey. I can't pretend like I don't already know what's about to happen. And I noticed I added a little bit of water into it immediately. Don't do that at first, because it ruins the sort of that butter and brown sugar vibe I was talking about. It brings all the oils, like I said, out, and it gives you all of the richness that's on the back end, which is a little more complicated, which is why I added it. Oh, Dalmore. Oh, Dalmore. So have you heard the history of Dalmore? The rumor that I heard, and I'm just going to pretend like it's the only one. I forgot to research this, but I was told this by someone that I trust. So the historical significance of the stag on the logo of a Dalmore bottle. Now, if you haven't seen it, cue music. Okay. This is the Dalmore Cigar Malt, also a fantastic whiskey. And see the stag, you've got a 12-point stag. Now, the story I heard, and we're just going to pretend like it's true because we're a marketing school, is that the head of the family from the Dalmore family and clan was illegally hunting on the king's land in Scotland, and the king's hunting party came through, and there was a stag that was about to gore the king. And the elder clansman, he managed to kill the stag, save the king. And in return, his family was granted the 12-point stag on their family crest and perpetual rights to hunt on the king's land. Which, he's Scotch, so it's what he was doing anyway. But, but at least now he can't get arrested for it. And so, now, remember I said that the marketing is a weakness of all whiskey? That story has been in the Dalmore family since how long? Since it freaking happened, for hundreds of years, right? How long did it take for them to put the stag on their bottle? It was very, very recently that happened. Very, very recently. As in, like, maybe in the last 20 years, I think. It might have been embedded in some of the old logos, but this is a beautiful story. And this is the kind of thing that makes whiskey really fun and exciting. Not a strict, plain and I don't know. Anyway, I'm excited that they finally understood that the story was the important thing. It's a little disappointing it took them so long, but that's why we're here, to try to help teach people how to do that from the very beginning. So I hope you enjoy this Dalmore as much as I did and always do. I will, again, see you tomorrow.